Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? Don't let anybody make you think that God chose America as his divine messianic force to be a sort of policeman of the whole world. God has a way of standing before the nations with judgment, and it seems that I can hear God saying to America, "You're too arrogant. If you don't change your ways, I will rise up and break the backbone of your power, and I'll place it in the hands of a nation that doesn't even know my name. Be still and know that I'm God."
Welcome again to Street Talk. My name is Ahmad Shakaraki, and on Street Talk, we deal with political, social, and economics here in Michigan, the U.S., and abroad. Now, joining me tonight,
Charles Thomas,
Paget Maynard,
and you said some of Marcus Garvey's birthday this coming up.
Yes, this weekend, Dr. Davis is doing a lecture down at the public library in Lansing.
Okay.
The birthday of Marcus Garvey.
Mm-hmm.
And it contains, I guess, what Marcus Garvey meant to the African American community,
mm-hmm.
and the things that he talked about as far as economics.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Davis is somewhat of a scholar in that realm.
Mm.
And also the Unity Project of Lansing is planning on doing something for Malcolm X
mm-hmm.
in the near future at Shabazz Academy.
Mm-hmm.
And all this is free to the public.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to know about Dr. Davis, contact Lansing Library, and he's on the schedule for the Saturday lecture,
mm-hmm.
and to be announced for Malcolm X at
mm-hmm.
Shabazz Academy. We'll announce that at a later date.
Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about my man. He was, they charged him with some bogus charge, and then he had to go back to.
Yeah. They exiled him to Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was talking economics,
mm-hmm.
and for some reason, white America don't want African Americans to have economics.
Oh no.
They rather dominate and control the economic flow out of the black community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why we turn into spenders
mm-hmm.
instead of savers.
Yeah.
So we have to somehow invert that to somehow dominate and control and channel the money to where it's best utilized in our community.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Malcolm X, his father, was a Garveyite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so Malcolm just picked up the mantle
mm-hmm.
that his father left for him to do, and
mm-hmm.
he did an excellent job of it. And Malcolm is from Lansing.
Yeah.
And economics is still something that we need in our community.
We just, as we said, probably a million times on this Street Talk, is that it seems as though we love to enrich others.
Yeah.
By stripping our own selves.
Right.
But during the time of Marcus Garvey, we had, and we didn't have all the television and all them other things, but he had all kinds of people following him then.
Yeah. And we had, back in that time period, we had businesses,
mm-hmm.
good
mm-hmm.
businesses,
mm-hmm.
Insurance companies,
mm-hmm.
banks,
Yeah.
you name it, we had it.
Yeah.
So integration helped eliminate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's what we need as a people, because when you got economic strength, you got a backbone.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
got a voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, white people don't respect you if you ain't got no money in
No.
your pocket.
No.
And
No.
the boycott, even Martin Luther King did.
Yeah.
That was very effective
Oh yeah.
in the black
Hey.
communities.
You know.
They was begging for that black
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
Sometimes I just think about all the money that comes out of this African American churches.
Oh man.
It's got to be in the trillions of dollars
Mm-hmm.
that we just go through.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the black community is laundered through the black churches.
Oh, yeah.
A majority of
Yeah.
it, because there's no more black businesses, and we don't support them, so
No.
they don't have a longevity.
No. No.
But the black churches, and you know, that's where all the money's been laundered through.
You would think as the years passed, we were getting more and more into the thing of keeping the money in the neighborhood more, because we see all these rest of these races of people
Yeah,
doing that.
very well.
But for us, it's like we get paid, and we've said it all these times, but the money stays in our neighborhood 6 hours.
Yeah,
And in the Asian neighborhood, eight goes around 8 times, and Hispanic goes around 6 times, and the whites, it goes around 17 times, but our neighborhood 6 hours.
6 hours and it's gone.
Yeah.
And then we mad because we broke.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got attitude towards
yeah.
one another.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I was thinking to myself earlier this week, if black people believed in what they was teaching in the church, we would have the same economical structure as the white community has.
Mhm. Yeah.
But because we don't believe in what we are teaching in the black neighborhood out of the Bible, we don't have faith.
Right.
We don't have nothing that we're willing to die for.
Mhm.
That's why all the situation in Chicago,
Oh man.
you know, blacks killing black,
Yeah.
black on black crime.
Yeah.
There's so much self-hate, and there's other ethnic groups in the black community that's taking economics out of the community,
yeah.
but they're not contributing to the community.
no.
They're depleting it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, all they want is your money.
Yeah.
You know?
And I remember, man. Back when I was a little boy, all the way to I grew up. You know, I grew up in the South, man, and we had those stores then, man. I won't say who it is owned by, but those stores then, who would rake in all the money
Mm-hmm.
and lived out there someplace. You know, lived out of the neighborhood.
Right.
You know, but they
Suburb.
yeah, they getting the money, and then they go, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like people. Well, it's like at O's and the other factories.
Yeah.
Was
In
here in
Detroit.
Lansing.
Yeah, Detroit.
Yeah.
They,
Oh yeah.
they,
Yeah.
they take the tax base
Yeah.
with them when they go back out there.
Yeah, and then right now you can be sitting out there, and a few years ago, I would do it once in a while, from 3:30 to 6. I'd be sitting somewhere, just watching. Oh man, cars lying up getting out of Lansing, you know.
Yeah.
But they work there, but
Yeah.
they're getting their pay
Right.
and going out
Yeah,
to
it's a
Shalai. and
steady
up-
stream of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Coming in is bad too.
Yeah,
And at 5 o'clock going out is
yeah,
bad.
yeah. You were saying, Patrick.
Well, yes, Charles said something a while ago. And the reason, I think, one of the reasons, with the problem with the 6 hours the money stays in the black community, they don't have anything else there. They have to go out to another community to get what they want. So the money goes.
Mhm.
If we're going to talk about, hey, let's start doing some business now, get back to what used to be, then you'll have the money circulating
But
again.
But the thing is that, and I you know, I don't know, because I hardly go. Only time I go to South Side is when I really, really, really have to, you know, because they gave me enough on the South Side when I was trying to get to Malcolm X Street. So I promised I'd never go inside.
Yeah. You know the mindset.
But somebody was saying that there's it's a couple places on MLK there, and they said that people be lining up to go in there and buy burger.
That chicken place.
Chicken.
Just across from McDonald's.
McDonald's. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they had the audacity to call it crack chicken. And Sunday morning, people lined up afternoon after get out of church with their suits on, picking up that chicken. And they taught the immigrants how to fry the chicken.
yeah,
You know, but if I was owning that place, they wouldn't patronize me.
no, they wouldn't.
Anybody can get rich in the black community as long as they're not black.
Yeah, yes. That's
Isn't that
true.
a shame?
Yeah.
That's true.
Now, if that's not self-hate, I don't know what is.
Yeah, and you could put up another. You could have another place right down the street from them, and be say 25 or 30 cents cheaper, and you wouldn't get nobody.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it, Patrick?
Look, man, the problem is we were not smart enough to hold on to what we have. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Wasn't it a black man who sold his recipe to Colonel?
Yeah, and did the cooking before he sold it.
Think
Cooked for
about
the
it.
Colonel before he sold it.
Pay him a couple dollars. It look big up front. But we don't look down the road to see, hey, it might be just this here now. But extend it and it will go on. Kentucky,
Well,
they're making the money.
well, you know, the thing about it is that the wings. It was a black man who got these wings and began to.
Yeah, white folks didn't want no wings.
No, they,
Yeah.
hey, you don't want no wings.
Right.
You know.
We made them look so good and taste so good.
Yeah. You know.
They
and
stopped throwing them away. They used to throw them.
now they the highest stuff you can get.
Yeah,
oh, wings.
yeah, wings,
You know,
yeah.
it's like, and there's no meat on them.
Yeah.
You know, just getting the sucking the bone. But
Yeah.
but you're paying some outrageous price, really. You know. And,
Actually, wings are more expensive than legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were over the store with buffalo wings.
yeah, and there's a black guy who did that, and he got I forget how much he got paid about 8 or 10 years ago. You know, he sold his rights
Yeah.
and out and everything. But
That's the problem, Ahmad. That's what I was just saying. We don't know how to hold on to what we have.
Right.
yeah,
We
yeah,
give it over to somebody else,
yeah,
and they make the money.
yeah,
But we feel good because we get $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 up front,
Individual, yeah.
and it looks good.
Yeah. But it's not good for the group of us.
right,
Collectively.
right. You know,
We even giving our music away.
oh yeah.
I mean, jazz was
No.
was strictly black. White boys didn't know nothing about
Oh, yeah,
jazz
no, hey,
or blues.
no.
Now they singing blues and singing smooth jazz,
Sure is.
making money.
Yeah, because look at
They're trying to rap too.
Yeah, they got them rapping,
Yeah.
man. There was a commercial, a car commercial. This white guy sitting in there, and he was
Yeah.
selling a car, man.
I was watching a commercial yesterday evening, and it was who was it? I'm thinking it was George Benson, but I'm not sure it was George Benson. It was somebody else, and I said, wow. And here you got this white guy and white lady, you know, they jazzing it up and getting in the car. I was like, man, I mean, now 30 years ago, you wouldn't see any white commercial with any kind of singing or anything in it. 30 years ago.
Yeah,
And now, oh, they got them commercials now with, you know, it's like,
yeah,
I mean, it irritates me because everything we do, they copy it, but then we let them copy it and
don't get nothing for
don't
it.
get nothing for it.
Yeah, I go out to the mall, Lansing Mall. You can hear Michael Jackson all day long
Yeah,
while you're shopping.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. And,
Yeah.
and
Look, man, when they do that, they know you're coming in. And when you
Yeah.
come in, you hear Michael, you're
Yeah.
going to stay longer. You're going to spend more money.
Right.
So why not?
Yeah.
They give you what you want.
Yeah, but that's how they baiting us
yeah,
again.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
that's
what I'm
it.
The
saying.
conditioning.
Yeah.
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 Now, you said something earlier, Charles, about Chicago.
hmm
What was that?
Well, they had another big killing, another killing
Yeah,
spree,
yeah.
and that movie Purge,
Okay.
where they got so many hours in a day that you can do whatever you want, kill, murder, and whatever you want to do. That's being played out in Chicago. Your life is worth a plug nickel in Chicago.
Yeah.
And that's post-traumatic stress.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a normal person trying to live in that kind of environment, they got 5 and 6 locks on their entrance door, and they got bars on the window.
Mm-hmm.
They're locking themselves in a prison. Just for safety,
Yeah.
precaution.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you go outside, you can't dress up. You got to dress down
Mm-hmm.
to blend in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my cousins, man, a few weeks ago, and she was, Chicago, and I'm saying, well, can you go out? Can you walk around? Oh no, it's like, so what?
That ain't living.
No, you in the house or you going to work.
Mm-hmm.
You get from work, got to rush on in the house and close the door.
Yeah.
A quick question and some. All this, you said black on black crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Is there, in your mind, any correlation, any way of seeing a connection between that and the fact that we have basically no control of the economy?
Yeah.
We have basically given up what we had, sell over because I get some money, I don't care what happens to the rest of you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see any connection between those things?
It's a big connection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a big connection. And it wouldn't surprise me if all those murders that's going on in Chicago, if they were harvesting the organs of all those victims, taking the kidneys out and whatever and reselling them to the medical field.
Yeah.
It's just too much
Mm-hmm.
in the black community, where all of these churches are and all these preachers walking around with these white collars on.
Mm-hmm.
They're letting this happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's because we don't believe in ourselves. It's because they're not teaching us to believe in ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And
It's not a white thing. This is a black issue.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's the thing that irritates me is like a lot of, and I'll be the first to holler when somebody white, a policeman shoots down a black guy, because the last couple of years, man, it's like almost every week. In fact, last week, where was this guy shot at? Someplace he was shot. I think it was I can't remember, but almost every week now, we get somebody killed by white policemen. But the thing that bugs me, yes, whenever that happens, I get angry and everything. But how about us killing each other?
Yeah. That supersedes all that.
we in every city, Baltimore,
Yeah.
New York, Atlanta, Chicago, St. Louis,
Everywhere.
yeah,
Nationwide.
yeah, Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
It's an epidemic.
I mean, if you are black, you can be walking down the streets and minding your own business, and boom, some fool comes along, carloads of food, just shooting somebody just for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
This was last year, and I know y'all seen it, where a black guy was sitting in his car, and this old man was walking by, and he had his
Music up loud.
yeah. He had it was showing him shooting this old. I mean, it's like this old man walking by, and this guy showing himself shooting this man. I mean, it's like, what?
Yeah, it was video. Yeah.
I mean, what kind of person or what kind of
I think a part here is that, one, we have no respect, no appreciation for life. We take somebody's life with no regard to life.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't register that this is a human being.
Somebody's daughter, somebody's son.
You just madden me for whatever. I just don't like the way you look, the way you dress, the way you talk. It doesn't have to come anything too serious now.
Mm-hmm.
And they could kill you. Then the next part of it probably is the fact that too many people are idle. And you see all this in the black community, it makes you wonder how much of it has to do with the unemployment, number one, with the drug problem, number two. No work. I'm using my drug. I have to get money for drugs. So therefore I have to commit a crime. And in the process of trying to get money, I might have to kill you to get the money. So it seems as though it's the one leading to the other.
But the problem is this. If you can't get work, then you got to learn how to create work.
All right.
You got to create your own economic base. And you got to stop giving your educational base to another community and bring that educational base back to your community.
Okay.
If you use the education wisely, then God will bless you.
Yeah.
But if you foolish, like if foolish was money, money was soon
Fool any
back.
money.
Well, same with education. An educated fool ain't worth nothing to nobody.
No.
And we got enough professional people that we can make economics work.
Oh yeah, no question.
Yeah.
All right. Let me raise something else.
Okay.
You heard in the news today, I'm sure,
Mm-hmm.
this now former FBI officer, whatever they call them, was fired because it went back to him and this lady were exchanging emails, text messages, whatever. And there was some sort of criticism of the president. Well, then candidate Trump. He's now fired. One person seemed to be saying one thing why he was fired. Somebody else seems to be saying something else. Could anybody make real sense of what might have happened?
Well, the thing is that you and everybody else knows the reason he was fired, because Trump and his people around him had the power to fire him. Okay, and if you go back, he said something about everybody. Clinton. Miss Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said something about her, and he said something about Trump too. So it wasn't a thing where he was fired, but by that he was fired because Trump and his people around him had to, they was in power to get him fired. That's simple as that.
Yeah.
For being critical?
Yeah.
Well, because they didn't like him. Because they thought he was. If he'd just been critical of Miss Clinton,
Hillary.
He'd have been okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it's also too a scare tactics.
Mm-hmm.
If he surrounded himself with people that are unexperienced, and he said, okay, I need an example, so I can put fear in these other folks.
Yeah.
So you got to take a ride, buddy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how a bully functions. You know.
Charles, that's so Orwellian. So like Animal Farm.
Yeah.
They rip the throats out of some of these to give the others an example.
Yeah.
You mess around, you go
It's
down.
gonna happen to you. Yeah.
Man, but we're talking about the government of the United States of America, a place where we champion democracy, but yet we cannot tolerate criticism. You know full well, and it's sufficient evidence out there. You criticize Donald Trump, you're in for it. That's why they're now saying Trump records people, so he has it to hold over you. And now people are recording him, and he can't take it.
Right.
Now there's this black girl who got fired the other day.
Rose.
Omarosa or
Yeah.
something like that her
Omarosa.
name is.
Yeah.
Now she said she was championing Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept, Trump, why did you hire her? She says good things about me.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you keep this secretary? Oh, he likes me, I like him.
Yeah.
Now, what happens to the ability to do something constructive rather than I'm going to have it here just because you talk good about me?
Well, if you remember, man, all the people that he's put into all these different places has never done that job before. Never done a job like that before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
Yeah, and it's not your job to be a friend to a president.
No,
Your
no.
job is to do your job.
yeah, do your job. Just do your job.
Yeah.
You know.
And I cannot understand that a person could trust somebody that would take children and parents and split them up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, look, the reason why, if you listen to the press secretary come out and with all kind of foolishness trying to justify it,
Right.
it simply tells you these people have to say what Donald wants them
Right.
to say.
Yeah.
And
You say otherwise, you're canned.
Yeah.
And why are you so afraid to lose this job? Is it all that important that you have this job and lose your soul?
Yeah. Stand up for the truth.
Yeah.
Stand up for what's right.
They-
Don't
they-
stand up for what's wrong.
They don't care nothing about soul or what's wrong.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Soul don't mean nothing. Don't mean
Yeah.
I guess for some
ain't no
people,
more
the only
democracy.
soul is the sole of your shoes.
Yeah.
And the thing about you saying you talking about democracy,
Yeah.
you know, and everybody else here knows that Trump wants this to be like he wants to be
Putin.
like Putin and like them
The
these other-
Kim.
yeah, these other what they call them
Dictators.
Dictators.
Dictators, despots.
you know, that's what he want to be.
Yeah.
You know.
A bully.
Yeah, he wants to. Well, you know, look at him. He got something to say about football. Now, what president
Yeah.
is talking about football?
And putting King.
Let me
and
ask you
putting
guys
LeBron
something.
James down.
Yeah.
Let me ask you all something. Is there something that says you must stand at attention
No.
with your hand across your head when the anthem plays?
No, not at all.
And it's wrong to have the flag horizontally.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to have it upright.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But they spread it out across the football field. They don't say nothing about that.
No.
And it's all about recruiting
Mm-hmm.
for the military.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The military is paying them to do that.
Yeah. And the thing about it is that it didn't start to 209. And the thing is that all this other junk, and he talk, oh, they don't know this. No. These guys know what they want, but the news and everything try to pretend that they don't know what they're standing for, or don't know what they fist ball up. You know, these people know, man.
Yeah.
These guys know.
Yeah.
You know, we done come to the end, man. My name is Ahmad Shakaraki, and we'll catch you right down on the next block for more Street Talk. Peace.
Peace.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? Don't let anybody make you think that God chose America as his divine messianic force to be a sort of policeman of the whole world. God has a way of standing before the nations with judgment, and it seems that I can hear God saying to America, you are too arrogant. If you don't change your ways, I will rise up and break the backbone of your power, and I'll place it in the hands of a nation that doesn't even know my name. Be still and know that I'm God.